Chelsea Football Club is halting its brand new 60,000 capacity stadium in London, blaming what it calls an unfavourable environment to invest. The club actually declined to comment when asked by CNN if that decision was related to Roman Abramovich's visa problems. The Russian oligarch who purchased the club back in 2003 has faced delays in renewing his UK visa. I want to bring in Simon Cooper, who's the co-author of Soccernomics, who joins us live now from Paris. So Simon, thank you so much for being with us. So is this about revenge on the part of Roman Abramovich not wanting to spend his time and money upgrading the stadium?
I think he can't really live in Britain anymore. I mean, it seems he's not going to get a visa, and he's withdrawn his visa application. All this goes back to the attack on the ex-Russian spy Sergei Skripal. The Russians attacked him with a kind of poison gas in Britain. That caused huge ructions between Britain and Russia. The Brits have now cracked down on Russian oligarchs who like to live in London, chief among them Abramovich. And so he is not really able to live there anymore. So why would he invest in a football club, which he can't even go to watch?
But when you think about just how much the UK is losing, the number of jobs that would be created with this billion-dollar upgrade of the stadium. I mean, is this individual case with Roman Abramovich enough for the UK government to sort of rethink its decision, or at least make some kind of an exception?
I don't think so. Abramovich is very close to Putin. The UK is very angry with Putin, partly over Skripal, partly over other things. I think the likely upshot is that Abramovich sells the club in the next few months to an equally rich person who will probably come from somewhere like China or the Gulf, who will then build the stadium, which makes total sense for a club like Chelsea in a big, rich city like London to build.
But Chelsea is also, I mean, Roman Abramovich as the owner and Chelsea as the club, they're both losing out here because part of the reason for the expanded stadium was to increase revenues on match day. And now that's less likely to happen. So, I mean, who is the real loser here? Is it Chelsea or is it the UK as a whole?
I think the main loser is Abramovich. Chelsea are in short-term turmoil. I mean, the club have been very dependent on Abramovich since he took them over 15 years ago. But there are so many people who want to buy into English football clubs. Chelsea is one of the big 5 or 6. They're not going to be short of buyers. There's going to be a lot of people who want the glamour and prestige that Abramovich has had the last 15 years of owning Chelsea. And over the long term, the stadium will pay for itself. The 3 other big London clubs have also recently, in the last few years, built or are rebuilding their stadiums, building bigger stadiums. There's a lot of money in London. There's a lot of potential fans. So I don't think this stadium dies with Abramovich. I think somebody else will build it.